Hi parents, my name is Ma Ikonde and I am here to inspire your parenting. In this video, we will be talking about how to effectively teach our kids how to memorize Bible verses. You know, most parents often come to me and they are always overwhelmed, they are always so confused on how they can inculcate some Bible verses in their children. So if you're a proud child of God, you're a proud believer of Jesus, like I do, you have once asked yourself this question, or you have once been worried as a parent on how you can help your kids to effectively memorize Bible verses. So in this video, I'll be sharing some tricks and tips to help you do this without stress, okay? So watch this video to the end to discover all the tips that I have for you. All right, so first thing first is the fact that you parents need to be patient beforehand. You need to be patient beforehand, okay? When you are in front of your child, especially for those toddlers between 2 years old and 7, you have to be patient beforehand. Okay, you don't need to have so much high expectations at the beginning. You don't need to expect them to memorize long verses at the spot. Okay, so you need to be patient because their brains are still growing. They need time to be able to learn, to be able to memorize what you want them to memorize, what you want them to keep in memory. So whether it is to do a particular presentation in church or is to keep it personally in their mind, you need to be patient beforehand. It will take time. You need to go step by step. It is a process. You need to know this now before you actually begin teaching them, because it will help you to stay calm, stay sane, and avoid giving yourself high blood, okay? So you need to be patient beforehand. You need to know that, okay, this is going to take time. So I need to employ the patience that it needs for this child to keep memory verses in him or her. Sometimes lack of patience can make us to give up so fast, especially for some kids who are very slow to learn or who may not actually seem to be getting it. So see, if you want your kid to really get those verses in, all right, most of the time parenting begins with us, the parents. You need to be emotionally responsible. You need to, first of all, have yourself well in place, because whenever you are well in place, then you can pass on the information that you want to pass on to your kids adequately. All right, the fact that you need to use the right tone, yes, especially for kids that are still much younger, for preschoolers, toddlers, or pre-adolescents. You need to use the right tone. If you come in to teach them those Bible memory verses and you are screaming, shouting, you are so hard, and there is not a great tone that makes a child to be comfortable around you, then that particular goal that you want to achieve will just be so slow. Yeah. So you need to use the right tone, okay? Speak in a way that the child feels comfortable. So I have been a Sunday school teacher for over 10 years now, and most parents often come to me and they are so overwhelmed because they are trying to force things on the kids. They are trying to use power and might to make their kid to be able to memorize Bible verses, okay? So learn this tip early on and use them to effectively do this without stress, okay? And let me know your feedback in the comment section. Let me know if this video is helpful to you. You need to be very positive. Yes, you need to have a positive spirit. Yeah, helps you to be patient, to use the right tone, and to not give up easily, all right? So you need to be in the right frame of mind, being positive about this whole process, okay? Going in with faith. Yeah, you need faith. Okay, so you need to believe in your child. You need to know that this child can actually do this child can retain those Bible verses, this child can do well in this presentation, and you need to be positive about it. And now being positive about it makes your reactions, makes the whole process to go smoothly, okay? Be positive, and whenever you find out that your positivism is running out, then it's better you take a break and do this some other time, okay? You need to believe in the child. You need to let the child believe in himself or herself, and you need to tell your child that he or she can do this, all right? And this video equally applies whenever you want to teach them or master his academic studies. Then you need to start early on, all right? If you want them to memorize a particular length of words, you have to start early and take it step by step, all right? So depending on how lengthy the text or the words may be, you have to divide it into sections, all right? And you can begin with the first section and move on to the next section step by step, giving in a lot of gaps in between and letting the child know that it takes a process and we can always start small in order to gain the greater goal with time, because with time these verses will stick with the child and the child will not forget it, okay? Rather than just rushing over it, you just need to break it down and take it step by step. You need to be spiritual about this. You need to pray and ask God to help your child to be able to retain these memory verses in the long run, these Bible scriptures in the long run, or these academic studies in the long run. And you equally will not only focus on praying on the child to get this in his head, but you will also pray for yourself, for God to give you the patience that is needed to apply this and to help your kid to master it, all right? Learning is not by force, okay? You don't need to exercise force in order to inculcate learning in your child, or the atmosphere in which you are doing so actually matters the most, okay? So you need to do it in a good atmosphere of love, of compassion, of comprehension, of empathy, and of understanding. Let it be a fun moment, all right? A fun moment of concentration, okay? So you don't need to use force. You don't need to be screaming all over the place, expressing your exhaustion, your frustration, your tiredness, your pain, or how difficult it is, all right? And you don't need to go to the extent of hitting on the child, because that is not what would actually make the child to focus and learn it. Why? Because the child will do it just because he is afraid or scared of what you would do to him. But if you apply this other method of making your atmosphere to be a good one, with good lighting, in a calm place, with love, with understanding, then your child will pick it up fast, because such moments are often good moments, okay? So we don't have to frustrate them, we don't have to discourage them, we don't have to make it to seem as though learning the verses or learning Bible scriptures or academic studies is a moment of I'm tired, you understand now? So it should not be in that kind of moment, okay? So it has to be positive, it has to be fun, it has to be full of compassion, full of love, okay, and concentration. It is often advisable to start small. Like I was saying, that you need to start early in order for you not to rush over at the dying minute and be so overwhelmed with all the stress that it can bring. Okay, so you need to start small, and better to have 30 minutes of full concentration where the child gets it than to have long hours where the child is just so tired and feeling overwhelmed and doesn't just want it at this moment. Okay, or when the child is looking over the window to see how the other friends are playing and is so eager to go join them. So you need to start small, and you need to give breaks. You can let the child rest after 30 minutes of full concentration. Very important for the brain to rewind, for the brain to come back with more energy. All right, so give yourself room to take breaks. So such moment where we get to spend time with our kids, where we get to teach them Bible verses, biblical principles, memory verses, and even academic studies. Remember that it is the time for you to bond with your child, for you to have a good fellowship with your child, building your communication, and let your child know that you are present for him and you want him to grow in that particular domain by the way you even hold the child while teaching the child. You can even sing those verses into song. Yes, you can turn those learning moments into dancing steps, into actions that will actually make the child to have it stick for life. Okay, so this very good method that really works. Okay, it has been working for me already. So you can turn those memory verses into songs, you can dance over it, you can make actions whenever some words are pronounced to celebrate their milestone. Yes, whatever progress they make, whenever they make those progress, you have to celebrate them. All right, celebrate your kids, let them know that they are doing something good by continuously progressing on what you are teaching them, and this actually will boost them to desire to place you by going and learning those verses even on their own. Okay, so these are actually the methods that works like magic. These particular tips are for kids that are much more younger, but for adolescents that are much more responsible, you can apply this previous method that I've mentioned in this video if it works for you, or you can do otherwise. Okay, depending on how your adolescent is. There are some adolescent kids who easily pick things up and they easily become responsible with such matters. All right, but some others may want to get a push. So if they need you to assist them, kindly do so by applying some such methods, by giving them more space to actually be more responsible to learn these particular things. All right, and remember that we are the number one models. Okay, when our kids see us doing these things ourselves, when our kids see us presenting those verses, saying them out loud, singing them, they will equally reciprocate. All right, it just comes naturally. So whatever you want to model in your kids, become it, and it will easily be adopted. Okay, those values will easily be adopted. All right, so for our adolescents, continue to challenge them, boost them to learn and to adapt. Okay, so if you love this video and if you find this video interesting and helpful, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to this channel to get new videos whenever I post them. Tap on the notification bell so that you will receive an alert whenever I post a new video. Okay, so check my other videos in this channel where I talk about other interesting topics, and in my next video I will be talking about how to avoid comparing your kids to other kids by identifying their temperament. So see you in my next video.